This is Wi-Fi Mimkeskis 3, a channel for wisdom along with education spirit. This channel may impact your life in matter of peace of mind, self-conduct, leadership, financial freedom, social integration, capacity building, confidence, self-esteem, and increase hope for your future. So please click on subscribe, like, and share the video with your friends and relatives. First of all, we do apologies. We came to you late due to technical difficulties encountered. Today we would like to talk about Pythagoras and his rich wisdom. Pythagoras. Who is Pythagoras? Many of us know Pythagoras as mathematician. Yes, it is true, we learnt from school his theorem called Pythagoras theorem, which may be summarized as the sum of the squares of the sides of a right-angled triangle are equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Or in other words, in a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of squares of the other two sides. It is true Pythagoras was a mathematician, but also he was a polymath. When we say that he was a polymath, we mean he was a person of great and high learning, a person with talent and knowledge in different field of study. Pythagoras is also known as the father of astronomy. In astronomy, Pythagoras taught that the Earth was a sphere at the center of the universe. He also recognized that the orbit of the moon was inclined to the equator of the Earth, and he was one of the first to realize that Venus as an evening star was the same planet as Venus as a morning star. Pythagoras was a philosopher as well. Philosopher means lover of wisdom, as philosophy derived from two ancient Greek words, philos, which means love, and sophia, which means wisdom. It was said that Pythagoras was the first man to call himself a philosopher, lover of wisdom. And he was the first to divide the globe into 5 climatic zones. The teaching most securely identified with Pythagoras is the transmigration of souls, metempsychosis, which holds that every soul is immortal and, upon death, enters into a new body. Pythagoras was Ionian, born in around 570 BCE, and grew up in a thriving culture at the beginning of the blooming of classical Greek civilization. Pythagoras' political and religious teachings were well known in and influenced the philosophies of Plato. Around 530 BC, he traveled to Croton in southern Italy, where he founded a school in which initiates were sworn to secrecy and lived a communal, ascetic lifestyle. Brief in antiquity, Pythagoras was credited with many mathematical and scientific discoveries, including the Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean tuning, the 5 regular solids, the theory of proportions, the sphericity of the Earth, and the identity of the morning stars as the planet Venus, including the Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean tuning, the 5 regular solids, the theory of proportions, the sphericity of the Earth, and the identity of the morning and evening stars as the planet Venus. Pythagoras influenced Plato, and his philosophy had a major impact on scientists such as Nicholas Copernicus, Johannes Kepler, and Isaac Newton. It is said that in around 510 BC, Pythagoras' followers came into conflict with supporters of democracy, and Pythagorean meeting houses were burned. Pythagoras may have been killed during this persecution, or he may have escaped to Metapontum and died over there. Pythagoras, known as the father of astronomy, was the first to speak about the spherical shape of Earth and the planetary motion. He believed that Earth evolves around a central fire. Besides being a mathematician and an astronomer, Pythagoras was a great philosopher. He believed that the body is the tomb of the soul. He believed that the soul has 3 parts, the love of gain, honor, and wisdom. Pythagoras was a mysterious figure. He created a secret society, half scientific and half philosophical, called Mathematicoi. This society contributed enormously to the understanding of mathematics. Pythagoras believed that the world is created from numbers, and numbers are the essence of reality. Numbers rule the universe, and numbers are present in all things. Here's the great man we would like focusing on his wisdom today. If you have a wounded heart, touch it as little as you would eye. There are only 2 remedies for the suffering of the soul: hope and patience. Do not go to bed until you have gone over the day 3 times in your mind. What wrong did I do? What good did I accomplish? What did I forget to do? The oldest and shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Educate children and it won't be necessary to punish them. Love that shines from within cannot be darkened by obstacles of the world of consequence. Lust weakens both body and mind. As long as a man continue to be ruthless destroyer of lower living being, he will never know health or peace. Evolution is law of life. Respect yourself, the rest will follow. God built the universe on numbers. Thank you for listening. This was part 1.